And I just like the barbecue slice. Do I even need the nugget? I could thumb it in, actually, because I just want that packaged barbecue. So we go there, and he's got a family where, like, you know, one kid doesn't eat onions, the other kid doesn't eat pickles, this one wants this.
To give you the...
So you gotta stay there for 30 minutes. By the way, nobody is behind the counter at McDonald's anymore. There's, like, people in the back, and there's, like, one manager who's, like, very stressed out.
A huge loser, not just for the U.S., but for Israel as well. And it really has been, you know, in terms of militarily, there's been obviously limited operational successes in degrading Iran's military again to anywhere from 50 to 30%, but that's not a lot. And Iran has a massive capability to rebuild those missile stocks. You know, within they could probably rebuild those missile stocks to 100%, you know, pre-war levels within 6 to 12 months. And we don't have that capability. It's going to take us 5 years to rebuild our missile stocks to pre-war levels.
In the McDonald's and wait for your order to come.
Thank you so much, David, for being with us today. Great pleasure, as always.
I love squash.
Thanks, Nemo. Always a pleasure. And let's hope and pray for that this peace agreement will last.
Exactly.
And the woman's like,
Exactly.
where's
We
your
need that.
receipt?
All of us need that. Yeah.
So now you've got an 8-year-old
Thanks, Nemo.
trying to find the receipt to the McFlurry. And his parents are like, I don't know, he's 8, like, let's try to find the receipt that he definitely ordered it, we're here. And he did order it. And then they finally gave it to them. But what I mean is, like, we're taking people out of this. For what reason? For what reason? Because McDonald's, it's not more efficient. It's not. And it's not better. So, but it makes McDonald's more money. But they're not paying their people more.
Really big. It hasn't erupted yet. It's cooled off since Green Vehicle. There's
every fast food you're talking about fast food. Fuck you.
Earth dynamics. And we see this connection between earthquakes and volcanism in Hawaii beautifully. 2018 being a clear
Eating
example of
Arby's
that.
curly
You
fries
have
that we bought at Walmart.
the rift eruption started up in
And some
Leilani
broccoli
Estates.
sticks.
A day later, magnitude
And some
6.9
Ritz
strikes, and then it
crackers.
continues on for like 3-4 months. Very destructive. But
But
after that died down and the Pu'u'o eruption came to an end in 2018, starting around like 2019, 2020, you started getting earthquake swarm here, and this is about 30 to 50 kilometers down, and it's all these earthquakes, since we have so many of them, microquakes and so many seismographs, you can really track them, are creating these horizontal sills. So they're fracturing out horizontally of multiple layers, and then magma from depth is coming in and filling them in. And it's also the magma pressure pushing, creating these fractures. So effectively, a new magma storage system has been created under Pahala, about 30-50 kilometers down, that feeds both Mauna Loa and also Kilauea and the entire Kilauea volcanic system. Okay? And I'm sure structures like that have been built before, and then they empty out, and maybe they deactivate and they're done, right? Maybe there's a collapse that occurs. But in general, we see that you can have active creation of these chambers. Like, how do you get it in the first place? You know, this at one point was nothing. It was just oceanic crust. It got built up. Things happen to create Mauna Loa. It's a big guy. Well, what we're seeing with Socorro, New Mexico, is perhaps the first sill of many. And the estimated volume on this is already 100 to 1,000 cubic kilometers, because it's huge. This thing is massive. It's absolutely
The
massive.
education and
So,
housing program.
if you were to get multiple of these to form and at different levels, that's a super volcano, maybe. This is a mid-crustal magma storage system. Now, a super volcano like Yellowstone is a full crustal. It has surface expression. You also have Long Valley caldera, right? It's not just mid-crustal. This right now is just mid-crustal. We don't have any active volcano associated with this at the surface, so there's volcanism all across New Mexico. I mean, basically, it's like a volcanic hellscape. Though, and I haven't been to New Mexico. I really want to go visit now, because there's some really cool things there. Ice caves, and I bet the energy is really incredible there. So, but, you know, people that live in New Mexico, they'll be the first to tell you that it's very, very volcanic, has a long history of that. The VID caldera, supervolcano, it's erupted 1.6, 1.2 million years ago. Huge supervolcano eruptions, 500 cubic kilometers, things of that nature. This could be this is just south of VID. This could be, the birth of a supervolcano, but it's connected directly into the mantle. So we're seeing earthquakes form around New Mexico. That's just one example. Titan Ray, Iceland, Hawaii. We also had last year. I'm just going through a bunch of examples, basically. Okay. Last year, remember. January, February 2025, we had a huge earthquake swarm under Santorini. And it was just off the coast. You have the Santorini-Colombo volcanic field. Santorini being well known for its...
Take the wheel of a new 2026 Sportage Hybrid and set out on your next adventure from Charlie's Kia. Enjoy impressive range and a standard 12.3-inch curved touchscreen display with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Click now to view our inventory during the summer sticker sales event.
Either way, 1950s, that generated a tsunami that hit in Santorini, and unfortunately some lives were lost with that, I think a few dozen. Well, in 2025, there was a huge earthquake swarm that struck tens of thousands of earthquakes, and tons of magnitude 5s, basically nonstop magnitude 5s. When it first happened, a lot of geoscientists came out. The mainstream ones are like, there's nothing to fear as it relates to the volcano. It's not related to the volcano at all. Meanwhile, it's happening right in the volcanic field. So, they were just basically, I think they were A, ignorant, or B, trying to calm people down because the tourist, summer season was coming up, which is, anyways, it's a whole thing. Well, the research came out, they really analyzed it. Once they had all the data, like, oh yeah, in fact, we had a massive dike intrusion of magma come up. And that's, you have this mid-crustal magma storage system, just like Socorro, right? We had this huge intrusion of new magma come up. And that is what helped trigger a lot of these earthquakes on these shallow faults. And guess what? Those shallow faults they help break the surface apart, weaken it, and if you were to get some huge eruption, well, if you have a heavily fractured subsurface, it's going to allow that to occur. A good example of just how big a volcanic eruption can be found
and when you get to those capabilities for people to get,
Arctic. Let's just check that out.
when you have law enforcement or whatever, they would have to get a warrant to even access that kind of stuff. And then when they're combating people that are doing that.
Here's Galco Ridge, the northernmost part of the mid-Atlantic spreading center, and let's just actually kind of zoom out so you see that. All across the Atlantic, we have a large spreading ridge.
Yeah, people understand that.
So this is where the mantle's coming up, convecting, new plates being generated and going out like this. Red lines are where they're slipping past each other. Green is where you have that active plate creation. See these ridges there? That's the plate going like this. So you have this, it's like a suture basically. When you're growing, when you're a little kid, or even, it takes some time actually, into your 20s, your head is growing, you have these sutures that look just like this on your skull. And eventually the growth plates close. But they're all wavy and everything is pretty wild. Well, this goes all the way up past Iceland. Here's Iceland. Okay, there we go. Look at this. You have another weird depression right there. You actually start seeing these all over if you look. This is clearly on some sort of spreading feature, and then you have this big caldera there off the coast of Iceland. You have a big volcano here, Jan Mayen, and you go further up, Svalbard. You have the Malloy Deep right there, anomalous drop in the topography, the depth of the ocean, and that's also right next to a volcanic feature as well. Well, you keep going up, the spreading rate really starts to reduce down to about 1 kilometer per year, which is very slow. You have it in the East Pacific rise at 15 kilometers per, or sorry, not kilometers, what am I thinking? 1 centimeter per year. Galco Ridge, 1 centimeter per year at the East Pacific rise. The Southeast Pacific rise, it's about 15 centimeters per year. So this is very, very slow, and then right at the end of it, you get this giant caldera. Okay, well, let's measure this. Go across. It's 100 kilometers across. What? 100 kilometers across. If you go back about 50 kilometers in width. Okay, it's about 1.2 kilometers deep. So the estimated volume on this is like I think they estimated at 3,000 cubic kilometers. They associate that with the supervolcano eruption. We've had activity here in 1999 that generated 3 new volcanoes, pyroclastic flows underneath the subsurface. The CO2 concentration in the magma is like 13.5%. Normal is like 1.5%. So it's 10 times enriched with CO2, meaning to be extremely explosive. So we can get these huge eruptions to occur. And it doesn't have to be right on the surface, right? If it's big enough, it can literally explode massive amounts outwards. And you can have, thick crust above it that's a few kilometers thick, and that still isn't enough to contain it. And we see it very clearly with Gockel right there. So we're seeing these changes all across. Interesting thing to point out with our recent earthquake activity, I mentioned that because there have been some trends. Again, Chaka 6.6, 6.0, 6.3 China, 7.8 aftershocks as well with Philippines, and then our 6.7 there, Indonesia, Sulawesi. If you plot out the exact antipode for that, you'll see something quite interesting. Do that. Antipode. We'll turn on our larger one. This is for the first 3. This is the 6.3 China antipode, the exact opposite side of the globe. And then these 2 are for Indonesia and the Philippines. We also put our one for Kamchatka here. Then you get this. Remember how seismic waves propagate around the globe, right? Well, look at how the antipode region. This is just, each antipode with a line drawn between it, okay? Just showing the general region of the opposite side for those quakes. Look at how it perfectly is centered over the South American plate. That's pretty cool. So it really shows that there are these dynamics. And of course, the South American plate is home to the largest earthquake on record, the magnitude 9.5. Right here. There's that magnitude 9.5. So you know that this is a very important part of the globe as it relates to overall dynamics, plate tectonics, and more, because you have the strongest ever recorded earthquake there. But look at how the antipode region is perfectly centered over the South American plate. And if we remove that 6.6 from Kamchatka, we see that the one earthquake that we've had here recently, 6.9, strongest in 18 months or so, it's almost perfectly within this antipode region near the bend, where you're going to get a lot of stress accumulation because of subduction and also the geometry of that heat. So, on either side of it, we've had magnitude 6.6 earthquakes strike the spreading centers. Here, Mid-Atlantic, 6.6 right there on the 17th of June. And then also, here is our Southeast Pacific rise. We had 6.6 there, preceding that 6.9 that occurred near Antofagasta. This is May 20th. So, just interesting to kind of see some general patterns here, right? This is just kind of general proof, not 100%, but general proof showing how these seismic energy waves that travel through the Earth affect other sides of the globe. And the Japan data from the 9.1 with that shear wave reflection off the outer core, then shifting Japan by 6 millimeters 18 minutes after the main earthquake, that's really clear proof of that. That's the thing. That's super clear proof of that. So let's go to let's just quickly touch on this. You look to the right side of the screen. Here's our 7.8 earthquake right there. We see that we're in a bit of a global seismic burst right now. We had a week after that 7.8 where activity was basically moderate. We had one low day. Most of the other 6 days were moderate. But now we've been in this period of heightened activity after the Philippines. So we're in a seismic burst, 7.8 having more energy in it than all these magnitude 7s over here. But that was a little bit more distributed in terms of the energy going out across time. So we'll go back. And we've also had, just like to kind of add a bit more information to this, we've had
contracts don't just document business. They drive it. Contract data is buried in inboxes, shared drives.
Let's let him finish his answer here. about the surveillance state that they're all worried about, which is why they gave Sam Altman $500 billion. By the way, because of the surveillance state that they're all worried about. It's why that they wanted to I'm not kidding. They wanted Palantir, and Palantir might be doing it, to merge all of the databases that collect information on these federal government's databases, whether it's the health, concerning health issues and criminal justice issues. They wanted Palantir to come in and merge them all. And merge them. And now he's going, I'm concerned that a tech CEO wouldn't want to buy you a beer, or you couldn't buy a beer because the tech CEO wouldn't let you. But you guys wanted Palantir to come in and organize all the federal government's data and merge all of these databases together. What the hell?
Yes.
What would that be used for? What exactly would that be used for? Birthday cards? Knowing everybody's birthday? Knowing when people retire so you can send them a little gift? What exactly would a database, a grand database that Palantir builds that integrates all the information the government has about you, builds a profile on you, what exactly would that be used for? I'm confused. So here we go, again, let's let him finish. Let's give him the benefit of any doubts.
Based on an artificial intelligence algorithm that nobody actually understands. That scares me too. But I don't think we're going to have mass unemployment. We might have mass inequality. That's its own problem. It's a different problem.
Interesting. Good. Well, the good news is we won't have mass unemployment. The bad news is we might have...
Ron is where you have the Rio Grande Rift Valley. Oh, and guess what? That's where this new supervolcano, perhaps, Socorro, the Socorro magma body is hosted by that Rift Valley. So where you have faulting and fracturing of the crust, you then get this magma to accumulate, and it can express itself at the surface very clearly, like we saw with Haley Gubia from the Afar region. So this very clearly shows a connection between earthquakes and volcanoes, and we've just been having so much activity that it kind of begs the question of, like, is there going to be some even bigger events coming? Because there can be a delay. It's not instantaneous. Now with Kamchatka and the megaquake, it was almost instantaneous with these volcanoes going off. I'm talking about the biggest events.
We both got each other's down to 10.
But you have constant activity from different parts of the globe. Boom, 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 boom. And these seismic waves are
I got theirs down to 10 and got it. Now they have mine down to 10. Oh no!
That's going to make them
They
more
got it
likely
right at the buzzer.
To erupt. So, I mean, that's basic. I mean, we've also, now we need to kind of go back to our earthquake data. Here we have our latest earthquakes. And let's switch this to 30 days. It's not going to cover, well actually, let's just get everything I want. Let's switch this to the beginning of the year. This should get most of the earthquakes that I want. And minimum magnitude 6 though. This. And we want this one. Yeah, right here. Okay, great. Okay, so, we've had some big activity this year, and some deep activity, indicating some of these deeper changes. Italy has had their first magnitude 6 earthquakes in 10 years. First one was here, magnitude 6.0, 375 kilometers down, almost directly beneath
oh my gosh.
Campi Flegrei supervolcano and Vesuvius. So 375 kilometers down though. This is super deep into the mantle. This is a very deep earthquake. But magnitude 6 there, I was there in Rome for that. I didn't feel it. No one felt it basically. It's too deep down and it's only magnitude 6. So that's a big one. And then also 6.2 here in Italy that followed up. That's now the biggest quake. And you see that one's even closer. 243 kilometers, but still very, very deep. So Italy's had 2 big, deep earthquakes that have come in recently. Also, we just had a big super thanks come in from Paul. So maybe Paul III. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate your generosity, and thank you for everyone for being here, watching this video, the support of the community in general. So I extend my thanks all to you. If you're jumping in for the first time, you're like, who the heck is this guy? I'm your host, Stefan Burns, geologist, geophysicist, space guy, cosmic bro, here to help you understand what's happening with the Earth energetically. We look at all the different angles. We don't limit ourselves to dogma, but we expand into all the different possibilities. But I do my best to just very clearly label what is maybe not so proven, speculative, etc. But you know how we came up with relativity, Einstein? It was all a thought experiment. He was blasting himself off into space and basically figuring it out. So that's how you actually really figure out what's happening. You take the data and then you go one step beyond. All the great thinkers and scientists, that has been their MO. We also see another very deep earthquake here that occurred. It's very unusual. Magnitude 7.1. This was on the 22nd of February, 629 kilometers down. And if you look at the earthquake data, we've done this before, I'm not going to do it this time, I don't want to take this map and refresh it. But if you look at the big earthquake activity for this whole region, it's all clustered around the sides like this, and then this is the one earthquake that's like right in the middle here, and very odd. So, what's this, yeah, so that was like clearly, another indication of these big changes happening in the deep mantle, because at that depth, you don't have a fault. You don't even have a fault anymore. You're in the mantle. There's no faults down there in the traditional sense.
Right, I mean, if you don't understand why we need
I can't say
automotive
anything
shops.
definitively. But we know very little. These are more akin to implosions than they are like a traditional fault at the surface rupturing, ground movement, etc. There's a few different ideas as to how they occur. We still are kind of tossing them all up in the air. One of them is that there's a mineralogical change that can happen that is exothermic and releases energy, and there may be a volume change associated with that. So you have like one mineral suddenly transitioning in its crystal structure to then basically create this explosion, reduction in volume, and also expansion of energy. But there's other mechanisms as well. But these are deep focus earthquakes, and that's a very bizarre one. So we saw that occurring. Right? Italy, another example.
Well, you gotta have good safety if you're gonna do that.
Nearby.
We just saw someone get killed.
Here is the Afar region in Ethiopia.
Well, I mean,
so everywhere you look, we've been having very notable activity. Now, it's not like this has never happened before, but it's all quite significant. It's all quite significant, and it's worthy of mention. There's been a lot of earthquakes over Antarctica. There's tons of earthquakes there. There's a Rift Valley.
Put some jelly.
Tons of volcanoes buried under the snow there. So we're seeing these changes unfold across the board.
Maybe in a few minutes.
And we have to be mindful of solar activity, because this is one of the big drivers of this. Like the big driver of where does the Earth get its energy? It gets it from the sun. 1,360 watts per square meter, baby. That's a lot of energy, okay? The Earth overall, like 170 petawatts of energy. That's crazy. So this goes somewhere. It's not just completely reflected back. We don't have an albedo zero. This energy affects the Earth in a variety of ways.
What anal people
around talk about
say.
many times on channel. The ionosphere gets charged up, electric currents in the surface, electric currents in the ocean, atmospheric circulation.
Graham Plattner blamed women for getting raped. Plattner said to
like the first time, even when we saw him back on Joe Rogan, you kind of got the notations of that.
It's better than still being there.
Good.
There it is right there. So we do have a big sunspot right now on the far side. That'll be rotating into view in about 4 days or so, 3-4 days. So keep an eye on that. But if we go to our solar cycle progression here, what we observe is that after we have the big increases in solar activity from a solar maximum, that is when we see the volcanic activity respond. There's this inverse correlation.
Enrich yourself in the process. But what I've chosen to do day in and day out is consistently highlight the positive aspects of humanity
Coffee's good.
and help everyone build a bridge to
so this
future
inverse
self,
correlation.
better, smarter.
Look here.
More
Here we have the
successful
Dalton minimum in the 1800s,
So,
right?
Thank you
Well,
for being a part
remember
of the
Mount
journey.
Tambora?
Obviously, we will
The
be
largest
back
eruption
next week and
during
all the other
since
weeks
we haven't had a bigger
until
eruption
I
than
am put in
Tambora
jail.
in 1815.
And they will put me in
Well,
jail
we see it
eventually.
occur
I will
right
be
here
some
during
type
weak solar
of
activity.
jail.
Okay, maybe if I
I
move the
will
cursor
be
up,
in
it shows
jail.
up. Yeah, it was
And
specifically
that's okay.
Tambora. Did I write it down?
Eventually,
I didn't write the time down, but it was early in 1815, somewhere in the zone. I think it was like April. Just in general, though, look at the solar activity, quite low. You also see this periodicity here. These are Gleisberg cycles. Now, not everyone's convinced that they exist, but I'm on Team Gleisberg, personally. Here we see another reduction in solar activity at the end, in the beginning, end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century. Well, when did Nova Rupta occur? That was 1912, right? Look at Nova Rupta. Right here, during, cursor for you guys, right here, during a solar minimum within a Gleisberg cycle. Alright? If you go forward, we have our most recent, not to switch sides, we have our most recent period of low activity, solar cycle 24 really exemplifying this. 25 though, while we did spike up to 215 sunspots for the monthly count, August of 2024, we see that it has not been as strong as solar cycle 23 here. Very clearly it has not been as strong. It's still, a weaker solar cycle. Our sunspot numbers right now are hovering around 100. So we're in the descending phase now.
That's not
But,
what it's about.
we had, what is it, Hungatonga in 2022 pop off, right? Well, where's 2022? It was in February, it was January 2022. Right here, right in this Gleisberg low. So, what we see with these Gleisberg cycles is that they don't just last, I'm trying to move this other part here, there you go. Is they don't have to last just 2 solar cycles. Here is very clearly too that this one's also quite weak there, solar cycle 7. Here it's almost like 5, but I'd say it's really these 3 that are that solar cycle low, that Gleisberg low. Right now we're in the second one. We could have a third solar cycle. Solar cycle 26 is no way to it's not guaranteed to be strong. We may not even have the solar cycle 26. We could have a grand solar minimum. We don't know until it basically happens. There are forecasting signs that really adept solar physicists can look at, like termination events and a few other things, to forecast perhaps what's going to occur. But this is still such a new science that we could roll down into a grand solar minimum. And then, as it relates to volcanic activity, we don't know what happens at that point. But there's signs that, again, when solar activity is low, like after all that loading, that's when this volcanic activity really surges. So we see that we are in this period of time, and we're going into solar minimum. So every solar minimum in general, not just the Gleisberg 100-year-long cycles, but every solar minimum in general provokes more volcanic activity. And we just had this magnitude 8.8 strike Russia in 2025. So now we have the next few years, we've had all these other deep earthquakes and big earthquakes, multiple magnitude, high magnitude 7s, right? Kilauea is a great indicator that things are building, with it being the most active it's ever been. That's just one place, but Iceland, I've gone through the full list now for you, right? Things are really building up. Things are really building up. So, again, no guarantee on anything, but I am forecasting that we have more volcanic activity coming in, and I think it could take some people by surprise. And the more earthquakes we get, the more likely that's going to really trigger this stuff, because again, we clearly see that with this new data with the GNSS receivers, GPS receivers, that these seismic waves, even after traveling through thousands of kilometers of the Earth, of the interior of the Earth, they are still able to measurably shift large region. All of Japan shifted 6 millimeters. Now that's right after the fault was loosened by the magnitude 9.1. Still though, really, really profound, powerful thing. So, that is, I believe that is an update for you. Let me just make sure I have everything here. Oh, well, and just like one other example, I've got a couple other things. Here's the uplift that occurred from the magnitude 7.7 before we see the shoreline, and now that shoreline expanded by nearly 200 meters. So, really incredible. What can occur from a bigger expansion of the shoreline because it thrust up from
Breaking news of a mass shooting on
we've also
Chicago's
had some
South
earthquakes
Side.
in weird
We just
places.
learned
This is kind of the final thing to show you.
hurt. Asal Razai is live at U Chicago Medical
Check
Center
this out.
as officers investigate an
92.6.1
assault.
here off the
What
coast
do we
of
know
Cuba.
about the victims?
That's never been really seen before. That's the strongest earthquake in the Gulf
we just got an update from
on record.
Chicago police.
There's also aftershocks to that were less than magnitude 6. We've had 2 aftershocks now. But if you look at this, 26 kilometers down, this is oceanic crust. So that's at the bottom of the crust in the Venosphere region. You know, you're starting to interact with that mantle, basically. We look here. We look at the moment tensor plot.
Markers there.
And
this is
we check the
near
rate,
Wentworth
which
and
is the third
95th
number there.
They say the shooting
It's
happened
positive.
just after
It's close to
11
90,
o'clock
which
last
means that
night.
it was
So
basically
far, they
thrust
say a
up.
red
So
SUV
somehow,
pulled up alongside a
25
large crowd.
kilometers
Two
down,
people inside
you
of
had
that
this
SUV
thrusting motion up.
at the crowd
Well, that's
before
coming up
driving
from
off.
the mantle, baby.
Multiple victims
So,
between
there's
age of 17
weird things
and
happening.
47
It's like we've never seen this before, but this is
shot
new. The
at that
magnitude
scene.
6.1 in the
No,
Gulf,
two
we don't
of
have
those
that in our
victims,
record
a woman
until
and a
now.
man, were
I'm
first
sure it's
discovered
happened before.
by Chicago
I think the Earth is
police. They
much
had
more
multiple
active in
gunshot
general
Didn't
than
we see this
people
like
realize.
ago?
Megan,
We had a big magnitude 7 plus quake in this region here. I think in like 83, somewhere in that zone. We also had a big magnitude 7 quake in this region in the past.
In my
So
neighborhood,
these are
where
way
my
off
church
of
is,
display boundaries
between
and
7 and 11
fault systems.
possibly
But you
shot.
can get big
It's
high magnitude
tracking
7
at least
quakes
one of them is in
all across the
Florida.
board. We just had a magnitude
It should be
1 there.
celebrated.
That was felt all across the board.
Fireworks should not turn into gunshots.
Mysterious
The
sonic
other
boom that was
disservice
heard in
to
South Carolina.
the community and what June
No indication of what that was. We have no idea what that sonic boom was from. I reported on that for you guys live, as you remember.
Megan, we know a number of the victims were brought here.
We don't know if that's
to
from a
the
meteor. We
University
have
of
no
Chicago Medical
indication
Center.
at all from our
Others were taken
satellites,
to
from
different
eyewitness
hospitals
reports.
throughout
Nothing.
the south
Just a
side.
sudden,
Some of them
huge
self-transporting,
sonic boom
as we
reported,
mentioned. We know it'll be a long
to
day of
USGS, and
investigating
no
for
seismic
Chicago
waveforms
police
for that,
as far
like
as looking
earthquake
into
seismic
surveillance
waveforms.
in that area.
So,
So far, they have no
We're
one in
seeing
custody or
just
connection
across
to
the entire
live at
Earth.
UFC. I saw
There
Razai
being
Media
more
in
activity and
Chicago.
energy.
So many
coming
injuries.
from
Okay,
the
thanks,
parts
Asal.
here from the mantle, from the Venosphere,
This is
which
ridiculous.
seems
It's a
to
time
be
traveler,
indicating that the potential for really big activity.
Get to this, a cold store warehouse burning and sending a billowing smoke into the air in Boyle Heights.
This after the fire reignited twice, starting on Wednesday. KTLA's Omar Lewis is live in Boyle Heights now with the
like dry beans, dry rice, dry
Susan
vegetables,
Collins co-sponsored the bill to provide rural veterans access to VA facilities.
and access like some sort of source of water. So that can be a natural spring nearby. That's great.
Here at Terry Bison Ranch, we have about 27,000 acres. So we don't have
Probably
Again, with breaking news of a mass shooting on
worst case
Chicago's
scenario.
south
Make
side.
sure
We
you
just
have some
learned
energy
12
generation.
people were hurt.
Ideally,
Asal Razai is live at
solar.
U Chicago Medical Center as
Yeah, with
officers
generator,
investigate an
once you have
assault.
gas,
What do we know about the
solar
victims?
with battery, you can do a lot with that. So these are all
Megan, we
things
just
that
got
you
an
can
update
do
from
just in
Chicago
general
police,
be
and
prepared,
they
because
say an
certainly
additional
if you had
man
been
has
prepared in
refused
1815,
medical
year without summer
treatment.
when there was
I have no
standards
injuries
everywhere,
at
and you had
this
some
time, but that
stockpiles,
brings the total
however
of
you did
victims
that,
to
right?
13.
You'd have been much
At
better
least
off.
12
A lot
of
of people
those
like
victims
starve
have
to death
gunshot
because of
wounds.
that. And this El Nino, in
Megan,
general,
saw
super
over
El Ninos
100
are
evidence
linked to
markers there.
droughts,
This is near
disruption,
Wentworth and 95th.
famine.
Police say the shooting happened
We're in
just
one one of the worst crises as it relates to the growing seasons in North America, at least,
alongside a
since the
large
Dust Bowl.
crowd. Two people inside of that
We also have
shooting
a
at the
huge
crowd
crop
before driving
disruptions
off.
in
We're told
Ukraine, the
multiple
breadbasket of
victims
Europe,
between
because
age
of the
17
war.
and
So
7 years old
these
were
systems
shot
are
at
really
that scene.
under,
Two of those victims, a woman and a man, were
they're
first discovered
fragile
by
and
Chicago
increasingly
police. They had
coming under
multiple
load. Let's
gunshot
call that. I don't want
wounds.
to say
10
under
other
attack, but
victims, Megan,
Ukraine literally under
self-transported
attack.
to the hospital. We did hear
Coming
from
under
Street
stress.
Pastor
They're
Donovan Price
stressed,
on the scene. He
maybe
said
to the breaking
seeing a
point.
shooting like this on a holiday
These
like
factors can just push it right over the edge. So,
In my neighborhood, where my church is,
really wild stuff happening right now.
possibly shot.
Today on everything
Tragedy is one of them.
we're joining in today.
It should be celebrated.
I gotta go right now.
Fireworks
So
should not turn into guns. It does a disservice to the community and what Juneteenth
Thank
is
you all
supposed to
so much
stand
for watching. Wishing each and every single one of you well. Please take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next video.
Megan, we know a number of the victims were brought here to the University of Chicago Medical Center. Others were taken to different hospitals throughout the south side. Some of them self-transporting, as we mentioned. We know it'll be a long day of investigating for Chicago police as far as looking into surveillance in that area, because so far they have no one in custody and connection.
Problem if you encounter challenges in
CBS News, Chicago.
So many injuries. Okay, thanks, Asal.
We are tracking some breaking news today.
Escort Brian outside and check.
We are tracking some breaking news today. The body of a teenage boy was found outside a home in Salem, New Hampshire this morning. That's prompted a homicide investigation. NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg joins us from Salem with those new details just coming in on this case. Eli?
Yeah, we did just get an update from the Attorney General's office. The victim in all of this, 15 years old, according to the AG's office. The manner of death, shot in the chest, the AG's office tells us. And all of this is being investigated as a homicide. Now, all these hours later, as you can see behind us, investigators still on the scene here. This afternoon, we've been talking with neighbors, trying to figure out how something like this could happen here. For those who live on Orchard Terrace in Salem, New Hampshire, it was the screams that woke them up early Friday morning.
The sound was deafening. Hearing a mother, she started screaming, "My son, my son."
According to the Attorney General's office, Salem, New Hampshire police rushed to a house, arriving to find the body of a teenager in the front of the home. Friday evening, the AG's office identifying the victim as 15-year-old Weeche Saxene from Massachusetts. The AG adding, the teen's cause of death was a single gunshot wound to the chest. The manner of death ruled a homicide.
I'm so upset because if it's the child that I think it was, and I don't know what happened to him, he was such a good kid, and it's sad. I don't know what happened to him.
Throughout the day, detectives and crime scene investigators scoured the house at the end of a dead end. They also searched the nearby wooded area.
The investigation is ongoing into the circumstances surrounding the death of that teenager, in addition to an autopsy being conducted as we speak to determine cause and manner of death.
Those who live around here say this neighborhood in the shadow of Canopy Lake Park is usually very quiet. Now, they are left to wonder how something like this could happen here.
So it was the boy I'm thinking it was. He was here during the summers. He lived in Massachusetts somewhere, and they kept him here during the summers just to, keep him in a nice neighborhood. I'll tell you what, he was a good kid. He was really nice to everybody.
That sounds like something addictive, but yeah.
And the AG's office did confirm this evening the victim, the 15-year-old, did live in Massachusetts. No word on any arrests, but the Attorney General says there is no threat to the public out here as the investigation continues. Live in Salem, New Hampshire, Eli Rosenberg, NBC 10 Boston.
Get over $2,500 in savings when you install new high-efficiency propane equipment with Dead River Company. Plus,
bro, like, straight up. This is actually a dwarf warrior. Look at that.
In with breaking news of a mass shooting on Chicago's South Side. We just learned 12 people were hurt. Asal Razai is live at Chicago Police Headquarters as officers.
These kids get caught up in stuff that has nothing to do with them that could have been prevented.
I'm gonna be. Was I? Am I arrested? You are. Yeah. They don't tell you why. Yeah, the lead detective will give all that information to you. It's a terrorist threat, is what it's called. Is it Texas or FBI? We work with the Austin Police Department, so Texas. For now. I thought. Okay. Hang tight for me.
Wasn't this guy like a dentist?
I'm so sad. What noise? Oh, me?
Wasn't he a dentist or something?
I'm sucking my lollipop. I'm trying to suck it really fast to make it go down faster. Dissolve faster, right? The best way to do it is just to get your tongue really wet and then rub the lollipop up and down it fast. You want to be careful though, because you can cut your tongue that way. Yeah, so I just like to smack it. It's the Zollipops.
Nobody would ever think that people like us would be spies.
Streaming on Peacock.
It looks like it wants to rain.
Never do is bring on a woman. Most people are not cut out for it, but these women are not most people.
That's terrifying.
That's the bottom one. Yeah, it looks like it wants to rain. July 15th. I know that's not today. We're just reading that. July 15th, page 196. The children suffer. 319,000 children annually swallow poisons carelessly, left within their reach by their elders, according to Dr. Paul H. Osek, a Pasadena surgeon. He pointed out that children have become the largest group of accident victims, he said. It looks as though parents aren't taking good care of their children, and we have failed to educate parents to keep dangerous substances locked up when toddlers are about. If you have toddlers about, better make a careful check and put the poisons on the highest shelf or locked in a cupboard. They don't always get to the hospital in time. Carelessness can spell disaster for young ones, but far worse is the deliberate trend to poison the minds and hearts of children. Millions of children here and over the world today are being taught to ignore or hate God. You can do something to correct that. The Son of Man came not to destroy souls, but to save. Luke 9:56. Is this about accountability? Oh Jesus, inspire me to work as hard for the welfare of children as others conspire against them. July 16th. It comes suddenly. One hot summer day, a stonemason was hard at work in the cemetery when a violent storm blew up. It grew in intensity, and he knew he should find shelter quickly. He began running. He spied an unfinished tomb and jumped in. He was delighted to find this protection and felt quite safe. Then, without warning, a bolt of lightning suddenly crashed through the roof. The stonemason was killed instantly. Hey.
Hi.
You don't know where or when death will strike. You do know it is certain to come. Don't concern yourself too much with how it will come. Rather prepare to think how it will find you. Rather prepare and think how it will find you. You should watch and pray so you won't be caught off guard. Christ himself warned, "Watch ye therefore, because you know not the day nor the hour." Matthew 25:13. In the Old Testament, the inspired writer echoed the same thought. Man knoweth not his own end, but as fishes are taken with the hook, and as birds are caught with the snare, so men are taken in the evil time, when it shall suddenly come upon them. Eccles 9:12. Do you say Eccles or Eccles? Sir Eccles? O Lord, watch over me now and at the hour of my death. Sure, I can read the last paragraph again. Christ himself warned, "Watch ye therefore, because you know not the day nor the hour." Matthew 25:13. In the Old Testament, the inspired writer echoed the same thought. Man knoweth not his own end, but as fishes are taken with the hook, and as birds are caught with the snare, so men are taken in the evil time, when it shall suddenly come upon them. Eccles 9:12. O Lord, watch over me now, and at the hour of my death. Do something about it. July 17th. It had been a peaceful Connecticut town. One day a lady from the city roared her car to stop in front of a farmer's hay wagon. "It is quiet here," she yelled. I'm going to start this over. It had been a peaceful Connecticut town. One day a lady from the city roared her car to a stop in front of a farmer's hay wagon. "Is it quiet here?" she yelled. "It was, madame," the farmer replied, "until everybody came here to be quiet." There is an increasing tendency. All I wanted was some peace and quiet. There is an increasing tendency on the part of most of us to wait to let George do it. Georgie, give me my tea. We sit back and wait for somebody else to serve up good government. I'm trying. We sit back and wait for somebody else. Okay. We sit back and wait for somebody else. We sit back and wait for somebody else to serve up good government, good education, good labor relations, good communications, and good everything else. Then we complain or criticize if things don't go right. God expects you to carry your portion of the load. The more you do, the better able you will be to encourage others to show a personal interest in maintaining and protecting everything from the quiet of a village to the integrity of a nation. Therefore, whilst we have time, let us work good to all men. Galatians 6:10. Help. Help me, O Lord, to realize that changing the world is just as much my business as anyone else's. July 18th. Smarter than you think. Smarter than you think. Recently, a bank teller in New Jersey made headlines because he turned down $300,000 offered him by an elderly client to whom he had given financial advice. The reason the young man gave will probably shock those who would like to get their hands on $300,000. He refused it because he just doesn't like money that much. Many will think he's out of his mind, but then again, he may be smarter than most think. There is much wisdom in an old Greek proverb that says, "The lamentation of desires is the beginning of happiness." Oh, the limitation of desires is the beginning of happiness. You don't have to go far to prove this. Look at those who have much of this world's goods and see how little real happiness they have. There are exceptions, of course, but it would seem that as people get more money, they have less peace in their lives. They become so preoccupied with the accumulation of things and a ceaseless quest for happiness that they often forget the purpose of life. Not in bread alone doth man live, but in every word that proceedeth from the mouth of God. Deuteronomy 8:3. Heavenly Father, never let me be so absorbed in the passing riches of this world that I pass up the lasting ones of the next. A whole new world. Are you going to be stubborn? Because it's not what you believed in the before time. I know you thought the vaccines were safe, but they're not. I know. And when you really think about some of these situations and how not funny it is, and there are people getting killed, yeah, how horrible. Yes, we made a promise to someone very special that we would try to refrain as much as possible from profanity and anger tones. Within and out of class. Because, yeah, I mean, before, of course, like that's always in general. But, yeah, in class, we would kind of let that one slip. Yeah, we get a lot of different people every day. From the street all the way up, as usual, you know? Yeah, it's good. Kind of phases, you know. Yeah, so I agree. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, that was July 18th. We'll do some more later, and we'll also do some more reading from Early Days in America. Oh, which one were we gonna do? Alright, I'll let you decide which one, okay? Alexa, volume 6.
Kitchen alone, where's my fingers to the bone? You better read it, it kills you.
They got me beat.
Pass me a pancake, man, drink. Half an hors d'oeuvre, earthy. Look at my Mendo.
Sometimes when I laugh really hard, I leave.
Mendo. Earthy. Mandrake, Tony, Dora, Johnny, everybody eats when they come to my house. Pasta, Pazula, Pazalula. You have a bagel. Don't be so bashful, Nashville. Everybody eats when they come to my house. This is a party. Now don't be so picky. cherry, cherry. Everybody eats when they come to my house. All my friends are welcome. Don't try to coax me, you won't you.
We can restart that one if you want.
You better read it with your shoe. Steak on the flank for Frankie. Corn on the cob for Bobby. Chili con carne for Barney. Everybody eats when they come to my house. Barney, Bobby, Frankie, Jerry, Mickey, Tony. All those cats with their feet under my table. They eat just as much as the rest. So why did everybody have a good time? 'Cause everybody eats when they come to my house.
Hey, weekend warriors, how's a little trail therapy sound right now? Hop in. Let's go for a ride in the Nissan Armada Pro 4X. Tune out all those working and turn up that twin-turbo V6 engine. Instead of letting the kids play online, show them some epic inclines. Turn your 8-person family dinner into an exhilarating off-road adventure. Nissan Armada is here.
Intelligent four-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Is it just me, or is it getting really hard to figure out the best way to save for retirement? Fidelity can help you find clarity, so you can save the best way for you. With a free personalized plan, goal tracking, and timely insights, you'll be set to take on retirement your way. Get started at fidelity.com/future. Expenses charged for your investments and other costs and fees associated with trading or transacting in your account apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services member NYSE SIPC.
Rockin' chair's got me. Old rockin' chair got you falling down my side. Ain't by your side. Let's just drink the water there, son. You know it ain't no water you want, Father. Boy, I tend your high. I tend my high. Can't get from this cabin. What cabin, children, Father? Ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Driving as the blood round is dropping. Rockin' cherry. Remember old and Harriet. Long and heaven she be. Heaven she be. And we a sweet cherry. Oh, cherry. My sweet cherry. Old rockin' cherry, get it. Oh, rockin' chair, get it, Father. There's no days almost yet. Waiting days yet. Into my rockin' chair. Look at all the figures. Old rockin' chair got the Father. I show it beat. Can't lay by his side. Can't even pick that up no more. I ain't got no water, Father. Well, you better start running. You gonna get my high. You can't get from this cabin. No, Father. But you ain't going nowhere. You sitting up grabbing. Yeah. Grabbing. Yeah. Grabbing. The light on the old rocking chair. Rocking chair. Remember old man Harriet? How long in heaven she be? There up in heaven she be. What of the ones who said, oh, that's me. A chariot. Got to ride. End of the time, till I see. Oh, rockin' chair, get it. Yeah. Rockin' chair, get it. Yeah. And Judgment Day. Oh, Judgment Day, yeah. You sit in your chair, you rockin' chair. days have grown so lonely. I lost the one and only. My pride has been unborn. For I'm hard body and soul. Oh, babe, I was a missing piece of me. My house of cards had no foundation, although it had stumbled. I still am her body and soul. What lies before me, future's lonely, winter the spring and old. Rest is magic, and will be tragic, and echoes the day that can go so often. A life revolves around. Would be good in my without my castle alone. My heart's body.
Your thyroid drives your energy, your metabolism, and so much more. Support it with a clinically trusted dose of iodine and iodide. Find Ioderol by Allergy Research Group.
Have you ever had to buy a gift for a kid but didn't know where to start? The Kids Gift Guide on Amazon is an easy and convenient way to discover and buy gifts for all sorts of kids. It has tons of great options for everyone, from babies all the way up to teens. You can find action figures, arts and crafts, games, educational gifts, exclusives, and much, much more. To get a link to the Kids Gift Guide, just say Alexa, send more info.
Instantly upgrade your TV with the new Fire TV Stick HD. Crisp picture, smoother performance, faster loads, no cord clutter. Now with the all-new Alexa Plus. Fire TV Stick HD. Find what you're looking for. New experience is objective may vary with content. Separate subscriptions may be required.
Sail away, I'm riding holiday. You get to define new plane, honey, dynamite,
Yeah, we're making muffins.
what else can I do?
Got our muffin mixture going here. We're about ready to put the blueberries in it. Canned blueberries, rinsed and drained. We're gonna do 2 pans. We're gonna do lots of muffins.
No one but my Lazarus. Oh, listen, brother, look at this line. And listen, brother, could we sing one line? Oh, who's not before us? Who's got me poop-a-doo? No one but my Lazarus. Who's got so seasonal? That's a magnificent. No one but my Lazarus. Oh, Lazarus. Who's not that third man? Who's not the fourth man? No one but my Lazarus. Oh, listen, brother, look at those lips and eyes. And listen, brother, could we think one night? Oh, not me for who got me poop-a-doo? No one but my Lazarus. Avez-vous vu? Non, j'ai pas vu. C'est des petits bonhommes, c'est des petits bonhommes. Avez-vous vu? Non, j'ai pas vu. C'est des petits bonhommes avec le nez pointu. Il avait le nez si pointu, ce petit bonhomme, ce petit bonhomme.
What's the name of this?
This is on Petit Bonhomme avec la Nez Pointu by La Bolduc.
Alexa, who sings this?
This is La Bolduc.
La Bolduc.
Le petit oiseau n'a pas attendu que le petit bonhomme, le petit oiseau n'a pas attendu. En se perchant, il a fondu.
Alexa, what year was this?
Un Petit Bonhomme avec la Nez Pointu by La Bolduc was released on January 1st, 1994.
Paru du petit bonhomme, il prit son vol puis disparut pour aller manger dans la rue. Le lendemain, il aperçut ce petit bonhomme. Le lendemain, il aperçut une jolie fille avec sa vertu. Il sentit que le temps était venu, le petit bonhomme, il sentit que le temps était venu, mais la petite n'a pas voulu. Parce que la petite n'a pas voulu, le petit bonhomme du petit bonhomme, parce que la petite n'a pas voulu, il s'est découragé puis il s'est pendu. Il avait le nez si pointu, ce petit bonhomme, il avait le nez si pointu, presque debout à l'aurait voulu.
Alexa, who's singing this?
This is Louis Armstrong and his Sebastian New Cotton Club Orchestra.
Alexa, what year was this?
I'm in the Market for You by Louis Armstrong and his Sebastian New Cotton Club Orchestra was released on November 21st, 2011.
See, they're not, they're, yeah. I told you something.
Sundays at 9, exclusively on AMC and AMC Plus.
I am the vampire star. I'm a rock star now. I'm a killer.
From Anne Rice's Immortal Universe comes what Vulture calls the most momentous event in fictional rock history.
Thousands of fans love you.
I want millions. It's my era.
Anne Rice's The Vampire Lestat, all new Sundays at 9, exclusively on AMC and AMC Plus. Stream now.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wants to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills. And then we...
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Social Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Old rockin' chair's got me. Old rockin' chair got you falling by my side. You came by your side. Let's me a drink of water there, son. You know it ain't no water you want, father. For I tan your hide. Gonna tan my hide. Can't get from this cabin. What cabin, children, father? Ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah, grabbing at the blood round his rocking chair. Rocking chair, remember old Harriet and Harriet. How long heaven she be? Heaven she be, baby. And me a sweet chariot. Oh, the chariot. End of the trouble I see. My sweet cherry. Old rocking chair gets it. Old rockin' chair, get it, father. Judgment day is almost, yeah. Judgment day is, yeah. Change to my old rockin' chair. Look at father, dig this. Yeah. Old rockin' chair got the father. I sure it beat. You can't lay by your side. Can't even pick that up no more. I ain't got no water, father. Well, you better start running. You're gonna tear my hide. You said it, you said it. You can't get from this cabin. No, I don't know why. No, father. But you ain't going nowhere. Oh, you sitting there grabbing. Yeah. Grabbing. Yeah. Grabbing. The lights on the old rocking chair. Show his father's rocking chair. Remember old man Harriet? Yeah, long in heaven she be. There up in heaven she be. One of those who's that? Oh, let's see. A chariot, I got to ride. End of the time, trouble I'll see. Oh, rocking chair, get it. Yeah. Rocking chair, get it. Yeah. And Judgment Day. Oh, Judgment Day, yeah, Judgment Day. You sit in your chair, you rocking chair. Yes,
And if they're whispered, I know I'm not to blame. Falling in love again, never want to. What am I to do? I can't help it. Love's always been my game. Play it how I may. I was made that way. I can't help it. Men cluster to me like moths.
Yes, good. How's your day, sweetheart?
And if their wings burn, I know I'm not to blame.
Just scooping the blueberry stuff into the muffin pan.
Orally, in love again. Never want to lose. What am I to lose?
Attention EBT cardholders. For a limited time this June, get a free 90-day trial of unlimited grocery delivery from Amazon. That's 3 full months of groceries delivered to your door on us. After your trial, keep unlimited delivery for just $4.99 a month. That's 50% off. Getting started is easy. Visit Amazon.com/EBT, add your EBT card, and start saving today. This offer ends on June 26th. Don't miss out. Limited time offer available to eligible EBT cardholders in participating states. Restrictions apply. $4.99 a month after free trial. Cancel any.
You can shop during this ad by saying, Alexa, add to cart. Elevate your outdoor decor with Gogi Bulb outdoor string lights. Unleash your creativity with 111 vibrant scene modes and smart voice control. To add Gogi Bulb outdoor string lights to your cart for review, just say, Alexa, add to cart. That's Alexa, add to cart.
Well, who's that riding? Who's that riding? Who's that riding? Hey, what's up? Tell me what John riding? What John riding? What John riding? Hey, what's up? I was waiting, I was trying to hold it, bound and full, son of power, daughter of time, good at the line, even thing about a sentence, to tell me who's that riding, who's that riding, who's that riding, hey, because I don't know what's gonna ride it. Oh, what's gonna ride it? What's gonna ride it? Hey, because I'm the revelator, great advocator, got the morning phantom and die. Oh, telling the story, watching the glory cry.
Alexa, who sings this?
This is Blind Willie Johnson.
Who's that riding? Who's that riding?
Alexa, what year was this song written?
John the Revelator by Blind Willie Johnson was released in 1930.
What's John riding? What's John riding?
1930. One night What?
Watching them flock, saw the bush where they had to stop. God told Moses, pull off your shoes. Out of the flock, go gather you my shoes. I tell me who's that riding? Who's that riding?
What?
Who's that riding?
Alexa, who sings this?
This is Blind.
Alexa, who sings this?
This is Blind Willie Johnson.
Blind got riding. I forgot. Father, who I will waiting. Held to cry to hold it. Bound and fold.
Alexa, what's the name of this song?
This is John the Revelator, remastered by Blind Willie Johnson.
Their fathers with the sun to tell me who's that riding. Who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
I forgot.
I know. Seems like a perfect show off. We were doing a beginner's class. Let's see. So probably.
You would do anything to keep your little one safe. But for newborns, there's one life-saving habit that is more important than everything else. Safe sleep. For every sleep, place your baby on their back, never on their tummy or yours. In a crib or travel document, never on a couch, swing, or in your bed. With nothing but baby. No blankets, no pillows, no toys. We know you want what's best for your baby, and breathing is always best. Go to charlieskids.org to learn more.
Hey listener, summer is finally here. At Amazon, we have millions of products with sustainability features to help you make more sustainable shopping choices every day. Find everything you need this June, from outdoor essentials made with recycled materials to your favorite organic sweet treats. Look for the leaf to find millions of products with sustainability features on Amazon this summer.